afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. If you're watching this on a replay, go ahead, do us a quick favor and type in hashtag replay. It's Meiyoko and I. We are back at it again, right?
What is happening?
Yes, for another amazing episode. I call these amazing conversations. So we're super excited that you guys logged on. You guys came on. I see that we're now live on Instagram. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. So thank you guys so much for joining. So today we're going to get a little bit more serious. We're going to get a little bit more zoned in because this is a particular topic that hits home probably for everyone who's watching, discovering those reasons why you can't sell what you're selling. Some of you, it's the second quarter of the year and you're looking back and you have all these goals, dreams, and aspirations, and you may have something that you're offering that's amazing, that's awesome, whether it be a program, a product, a service, right? Whatever it is, but you're finding it that you're hitting a wall. So one of the things that Meiyoko and I really want to do today for you guys is to get you over that wall and into that cash, right? That's right.
That's a good introduction. Let's do it.
That's right. So let's go ahead and jump into the first point. And again, we're going to be helping you guys with 3 reasons you can't sell your offer. 3 reasons you can't sell your offer. 3 reasons you can't sell your offer. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the first one, which is your focus on the results you want for them, right?
Right.
Not the results they care about. I'm gonna repeat that again because I really, y'all should have a pen and paper out right now, especially if you're watching this on a replay. Your focus on the results you want for them, because you want to give people a result. That's why you show up on a day-to-day basis. It's bigger than money, right? Not the results they care about, right? So what do you have to say about that, Meiyoko? I'm gonna let you get started with that.
When I first started creating offers, I tried to offer every possible thing that I could think of, every possible benefit that I could give them. Pay attention to the word "I." Every particular benefit, every challenge I thought they would come across, and I would just overload it with value, or so I thought. So when I would present it, right, I would be like super excited. This is going to be the best thing. This offer is worth this much value, and this is what my client or my audience is going to get out of it. And I wouldn't sell anything at first. And the reason is because I created that offer based on what I thought that my audience wanted, right? Based on possible statistics, but I never did the market research. I never looked into exactly what my audience wanted. And I want to say out of the 20 benefits I was probably trying to give them, there was 1 or 2 benefits that they really, really wanted. They didn't care about anything else. So, but this is how most people create their offers. We create offers based on what we think that the audience wants, what we think our clients wants. And then we have all these benefits, and it's just like, oh yeah, did you hear about this benefit? Did you hear about that benefit? Did you hear that benefit? Sometimes we have to shut up and just listen to what people are telling us, because they'll tell you exactly what it is that they want. But the problem with us is, through our fact finding or whatever, we're asking the right questions, and then some things. Oh, did I tell you about my offer? It's exciting. It does this, and they're like, "Oh, that's good. It's going to make sure you do that. Oh, that's pretty good. And how about this? How about that?" And then we're looking like, oh, my offer's pretty cool, right? Yeah,
right.
You want it? And they're like, "No, I don't want it."
Mm-hmm.
Then you're like, "Oh, what happened? I spent all this time creating this offer, providing these particular benefits, and they didn't want it." And then you ask yourself, did you really ask what they wanted?
That's right.
You just sat there and you talked the whole entire time, all these different benefits, and didn't care exactly what type of result they wanted. It was the result that you wanted to give them. I want everybody to pay attention to what I said. It's not about the results that you want to give them. It's about the results that they want for themselves. Your offer has to solve that particular problem and to deliver that particular result. So it's not about what you want for them. They don't care about that.
Yep.
It's about what they want, the result that they're trying to obtain. Your offer has to fill that gap. It has to fulfill that particular purpose. I'm
laughing because I used to do that early on in my coaching career, And it wasn't until somebody told me, just post, say, ask a question, go post something on
Right,
Facebook,
right,
get a
right,
question.
right.
And actually, years ago, that's how I feel. That's how I built my academy years ago. And I just asked, "Hey guys, what is your challenges with selling?" And I ended it with a particular industry. Like, example, what is your challenges with selling? Hey, you're in network marketing. What is your number one challenge with selling your product?
Right.
I got over 30 comments. 30. Everyone's telling me their challenges. Then I took those comments, the ones, some of them were very similar in answer, and some of them were different.
I'm
And then from
loosening this up,
there,
by the way.
huh?
I'm gonna loosen this up, by the way.
Go ahead, loosen it up, because I
All right.
know this is a hot topic. It's a hot topic because we overcomplicate things, and we're not really seeing like, well, this is easy. It really is more easy than we think. And
Very simple.
I think the only time after doing that it'll be a struggle for somebody, Meiyoko, is when the answers are something that you can't provide a solution for. Right?
Right,
So then
right.
now you got to go back to the drawing board here and ask yourself, okay, let me shift on really what is my real passion, okay, versus what's not my passion. And I'm gonna use like an industry like virtual assistant. There's so many people that want to do that, and it's like a trend thing to do. But if it's not your passion, if you don't know how to really do the back end of somebody's business, and they're telling you all these obstacles and challenges, then you got to look back and say, well, is this really my passion?
Right.
So I
Right.
love that we talked about this, because if you're just going in off of what result you want, you're going off of assumption, and you can't assume in business. Excuse my French, you're going to make an ass out of yourself every time by just assuming what it is that your audience wants, instead of caring enough to say, what this is the particular zone of genius that I have, and this is the problem that I solve. I just want to know, what is your challenge with this particular problem?
Correct.
And wait for an answer. What is it? WFA, wait for an answer. And that answer may take a month or 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came with Meiyoko today with this whole brand new framework I wanted to launch and everything. And I had this, after talking to him, I was like, you know what? That's an amazing thing, but amazing offer. But, so speaking to him, I was like, you know what? Let's position it here.
Correct.
Let's do that. Because that's where it's going to give you guys the biggest result. If I just went off of what I wanted to do, I would have put it out how I wanted to put it out.
Right.
But you got to be strategic, right? Yes. Yep. Trees said VA work is not for the weak. And she sees this all the time, where you have people that don't really have the passion for it. It's just something that they say, hey, this is going to make me a lot of money. This is what businesses want, which is true. Businesses want VAs. We need VAs. I wish I had 100 of them. Trees would still be the top. But when you really get out there and really dive into what is it that they care about, sometimes people miss the mark. Sometimes people miss the mark, right?
Well, you shouldn't want to push an offer or present an offer you're not passionate about anyway.
Right.
That's a whole different problem.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how a lot of us are taught, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have an influx of a lot of coaches, a lot of consultants, and a lot of them are, pitching the same thing. And a lot of it, sometimes some of the things that they're not passionate about. That's a whole nother animal. But I'll tell you right now, get out of the habit of creating offers that you think they want, right, and they don't even care about. Stop doing that.
Stop it.
We're wasting our time. We're actually doing extra work we don't have to do. And 9 times out of 10, the 20 benefits that you have, if you scale it down or reduce it down to maybe 1 or even 2, you'll realize you can create something very targeted that's going to help people really, really transform their lives in whatever area they're trying to do it in. So don't do too much and make your job harder than what it has to be.
100%. Which brings us to this next point, which is you're probably talking to the wrong people. You're probably talking to the wrong audience.
That's a big one.
I always tell people, before you get out there and do anything, 9 times out of 10, if you start first with growing that email list, is going to help you tremendously, right? To make sure you're in front of the right people, because people don't just join your list just to join your list. If you're out there on social media and you're offering something or just having a conversation or having a particular topic, and people are interested in that topic or interested in that whatever, they're going to join your email list. It's called consent marketing. People are giving you consent right? To send them information, whatever that information is, right? But if you're not initially doing that, off the rip, or if you're not really defining, like when Meiyoko talks about what your personal brand is, what your signature is, right? You really talking to the wrong people. Let's forget about the platform, guys. I know that's going to be, sometimes people going to say in the chat, well, what's the best platform? What's the best? If you can be on all the platforms that have millions of followers, and they can be the wrong millions of followers.
Right. Yep.
It's just to be the wrong audience,
And you're
right? It
still
could be
broke.
yeah. And it's like you got to really understand that with timing and great marketing and growing that list and building that personal brand, you are going to get in front of the right people. You are going to get in front of the right people. What do you think about that, Meiyoko?
This is I'm trying to figure out the right way to say this without ruffling any feathers, but I think I'm just gonna say it how I want to say it.
Say it.
Get to know the people. Get to know your audience. Like,
yes.
Like, what are you thinking? Like, use yourself as an example, right? We look at commercials all day long, right? We look at things on social media, right? Some of these things completely instantly gravitate us. Then the next thing you know, we're taking out our credit cards, checkbooks, or however it's Apple Pay now. We're taking out Apple Pay and we're making these transactions. Your offer should be focused to a particular audience. Period. Now, sometimes your offer can focus on a particular audience and they may be at different places of their journey, but it's still the same type of audience. What happens is we get so excited. We want to create something that's for everybody. And this is what I was trying to rephrase the right way, but I guess I'm going to just say it. Not everybody likes you. Not everybody thinks your offer is good, and not everybody wants it. So what you have to do is you have to find that audience that will know, like, and trust you, and that needs your offer in a way that nobody else does, and they're willing to invest in it.
That's right.
Well, let's just talk about what the right audience is, because I don't want to say you're talking to the wrong audience and not give you the right audience. So the right audience, they're so laser targeted when it comes to your offer that the words that you're using speaks their language. The results that you're talking about that you can give them is the exact, not close to,
right,
the exact results that they want. The exact results. When you're describing how they're feeling, what they're going through emotionally, it's completely in a line. They feel like you're in their head. It's exactly what they're thinking, what they've been going through.
Right.
So you have to have those elements in your offer. Like, that's the right audience. And most importantly, they have to be willing to invest in the offer.
Exactly.
It makes no sense of having an offer, right? You're completely dialed in. People really want it. People see the importance of it. They can't afford it.
They can't afford it.
So, and I know people don't like to talk about the whole money thing, but it's very, very important. It's still a business at the end of the day. So this is why some people when they have offers, they have, you call low ticket offers or something for people that can't afford other types of services. They can't afford to invest in it at the point in time, because sometimes people move up that ascension ladder. They'll go from low tickets and then being able to invest in other products.
Yep.
That may be a little bit more expensive in the low ticket products, right?
Right.
More of an investment.
Right.
So, but you have to have an audience that is willing to invest in themselves, and they're willing to invest in you because they believe and have confidence that you can solve the problem.
That's right. That's right. And one of the things I know we're going to teach you guys during our tour is what is the element of your audience. Because there is an element to this of knowing what is your audience. What is that? What defines what an audience is? And once you tap into that, you're just going to definitely help your business to become successful overnight. Because you got to know what the elements. I know the elements of my audience. And I'm not talking about avatars. Meiyoko, I know you heard of that. Avatars, dreamy client, perfect. All those little buzzwords that people say. No, what is the element? What is your audience element? What is that? And if you don't tap in and know what that is, it's going to be like you running a losing race. you're going to feel like you're not talking to anybody. And that feels empty when you show up online and you genuinely feel like you're not creating enough noise to connect with the right people, or the people that are following you are just sitting there just watching you, not moving on, not moving up your, like what Meiyoko say, moving up your ascension model, which is something that we all have to do, because at the end of the day, this is bigger than money. If you're really genuinely want to help people, you want people to move along your sales process.
Right.
That's how you really get those amazing testimonials. And when you meet your clients or customers in person, it's a bigger impact. And I know, because I've done events where I've cried with my clients and all that, because we were just so happy we're in the same room now. Because, you just go beyond the Zooms and the live. It's a real deeper connection. It's a loyalty level that once you tap into that and discover what your signature is first, your signature personal brand, it's endless amount of income and connections that you're going to build,
Right. So before we move into the next thing, closing statement: don't talk to everybody and nobody at the same time.
Yeah. Don't talk. Y'all write that down. Don't talk to everybody
and nobody
at the same time. Right? You gotta connect. It's like going to church. Somebody can just sit up there at the pulpit, do a whole sermon, and people just sit there looking at them. But it's gonna who it hits and who it don't hit. It's an energy level too, as well. It's that elemental thing, right? That's a whole nother topic. Yeah. That's a whole nother topic. All right, let's get to our last point for today. We appreciate those of you hopping on. Okay, so you're an expert. You are an expert at what you know. Like, you know what you know. Mm-hmm. Like you're very knowledgeable of what you do, right? But you're not really well at designing an offer. Those are two different things, y'all. And I know this is going to really hit home to a lot of you who are watching. Those are two separate things. They are. From this is my zone of genius, this is what I do, I'm really good at doing this, I'm really good at explaining it. But once you get into designing an offer, that's where you get stuck.
Right.
That's where you get stuck. That's where, you're out there and you have the cure to cancer or whatever it is. I'm choosing an example, but nobody's really buying it. Nobody's believing into the offer, because people got to believe in the offer before they actually go ahead and pull out their credit card. What do you think, Meiyoko?
No, I remember being so stubborn about this, right? Because I got by just on my gifts and my talents and my clients here and there. And I reached a block, like I was just stuck.
Right.
And I said, man, I know something probably it's my offer.
Right.
I'm not giving them the results that I feel like that they should actually be getting.
Right.
Now I remember meeting a coach, and the price at the time I think it was $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
And when he told me the price, man, I'm just like, there is no way I'm investing in that. But I thought about it, and I was just like, man, if this guy can teach me a skill, maybe I don't have everything that I need right now.
Right.
If I can learn this skill, I probably could make my return on investment back very quickly.
Right. Right.
I remember giving him the credit card. Man, I almost had a panic attack at the time.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, man, this is $6,000. I don't like. I'm usually spending that type of money, like when you purchase a car or something like that.
Right. Right.
So when I did it, what he taught me was, not only did he teach me how to create an offer, he taught me how to position it.
Right.
And there were some things that I learned, of course, across the way, but he taught me enough to where I want to say that year, you're talking 2020, just from Facebook alone, I made almost $100,000.
Yeah.
That was just from Facebook alone. And this was before kind of pre-pandemic.
Right.
I actually made good money during the pandemic as well.
Yeah.
And I say that to say, I wouldn't have had those tools had I not invested in that particular coach.
Right.
And it wasn't easy, because I know sometimes some people are on the fence and they don't want to invest in themselves, but I didn't know how to design the offer the way that it needed to be designed. So I needed help. So I did what I needed to do to invest in that particular help. And as a result, I mean, I literally, it's not like that on Facebook now. You
Yeah.
know, you have to, because a lot of coaches have come since the pandemic and
Yep. Oh,
they have
woodwork.
saturated the market
Hmm.
and have done a lot of things that are not really
Hmm.
ethical. And
Hmm.
so now, like, you have to really, really be original and stand out, which you should be anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I mean, yeah, that was a time where I really started to like look at my offer. And at the time, it was kind of a cross between personal branding and mindset development. And yeah, it was very easy, very simple to sell that offer because it was
Right.
very clear on what the results were and how they were actually going to get there.
Right.
So, to make a long story short,
Hmm.
I
Go
was
ahead.
great at what I did, but I
Mhm.
wasn't great at articulating the offer to
Right.
my audience. So, when I got some help with that, that's a skill. And ladies and gentlemen, look at it this way,
Hmm.
that's a skill that never leaves you.
It
You
never
can,
leaves you.
this translates into so many other things.
Right. Right.
So,
That's true. And like Miyoko, would you say that when you have a business that sells products, right? Products are tangible things. So if I buy this, like when I saw this coffee mug in Walgreens, and it's an affirmation mug,
mhm,
and it says my daily affirmation. It says, I believe in me, I'm worthy, I'm a problem solver. This is all different things all throughout the cup. It's tangible. I don't care if it was $20, I would have still bought it because it's tangible.
right.
Right. It's a feeling I have now when I drink it. But somebody who's a life insurance agent or a coach, where it's not something that the person buys it, they can't hold a policy in their hand, or they can't hold a mini course in their hand. So it's a little bit more of a finessing, more of a work, if you will, to get that person to actually believe in something that's not really in the physical, is not
Right.
tangible, right? So your expertise is great, but it's not, if it's not being the fact that it's not a tangible thing, is more of a difficult process. So this is why designing your offer, I'm getting to something good. This is why designing your offer is important, because now you're creating that mental tangibility, right? If I get a policy
Right.
years down the line, if something happens to me, right? Those are your agents. You know, hey, everything's going to be taken care of. Or if you get sick, if I'm a coach and mentor, and I'm offering a mini course on how to meal plan, right? You're creating something tangible because you're going to know, hey, I get this. I'm going to learn this knowledge, and I'm going to have better health. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to look better. All the things. So that's the wall. This is why I say these are two separate things when it comes to your expertise and your designing your offer. How is when you're trying to combine the two and it's not working, you got to get the training and the coaching and the mastermind that you need in order to be able to turn it from an expert from up here to into cash, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's flowing. It's flowing. All right, guys. And that's what our tour is going to give you guys. So, those of you, if you haven't purchased your ticket yet, make sure that you do. We have some bonuses. I know, we're going to get into posting those on the page, but we have some amazing bonuses that those of you who sign up, and for those of you who already signed up, you're going to get access to these additional bonuses that we've been adding as well. So, make a lookout for that. But make sure you get your ticket, guys. Make sure you get your ticket. And like we said yesterday, get in the room. Get in the room. We're going to be in New York, Maryland, Texas, and Georgia. Get yourself in the room so you can be a
Please.
part of this amazing, amazing event. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be really, really awesome. So, again, if you haven't got your ticket yet, make sure you go ahead and grab your ticket today.
Yes,
Grab
and
your
you can
ticket
lock
today.
in a spot. You can lock in
Right.
a spot. I want to just make sure you understand that. You know, just in case you didn't have the overall investment right now, you can still lock in the spots.
Right.
So there's no excuses for you not to be there.
Right. Right. It's none. And when it comes to locking in your spot, guys, I think that's definitely much so important, because it's great to watch things online. Trust me, Miyoko and I have purchased tons of virtual summits, conferences, and all those things, but the experience is different when you're actually there. You get those behind the scenes experiences. You get those networking opportunities because there's going to be other high level, like minded people like yourself in the room. You don't get that on a Zoom. You're not going to get that type of experience. And we're not trying to shy away from that because, again, there's a lot of people that do that. We have virtual access as well. But again, we really want you guys to have the full experience. by you actually being in the room, by you actually being in the building. And bring a friend too. Bring somebody. I always say
Bring
this,
your
and
mama,
I
bring your
used to,
daddy, bring everybody.
everybody. You can create your own mastermind off of our event. So I look at it this way: you get about a group of 4 to 7 ladies together, right? Y'all purchase, or y'all all purchase your ticket. You come to the event, and y'all can always mastermind after. What I mean by that, you can start putting things into work after. Now y'all running together. That's powerful, y'all. That's really, really powerful, because this is an opportunity for you to level up. This is an opportunity for you to elevate your business. And coming to this type of event, which is going to be way different from any other type of event you ever been to, is going to definitely help you do that. Yeah. Yeah. So listen, y'all, make sure you grab your ticket. The link is there. Teresa's put the link in the comments for you guys to go ahead and click on and check it out. If you have any questions, reach out to Meiyoko, reach out to myself.
Yes,
okay.
please.
Reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. But we would love to meet you guys there in person at the event. And we got even more stuff, more things in store for you guys who come.
Yes. So come on down.
Yeah. So you can either purchase your ticket in full, or you could put down a deposit. You can put down a deposit, and most people are not doing deposits, especially for the price point we're doing it for. So this is a gift for you guys, and take advantage of it now before we say, hey, let's close out the deposit part. So go ahead to that link and go ahead and purchase your ticket. Several of you guys have already done it. If you already got your ticket, you should bring 3 to 4 people with you. Come on now, you should bring 3 to 4 people with you. They got to get their ticket though. Well, they ain't walking. Make sure they get their ticket into the link, okay? And they get their ticket, and y'all all come along together. I think that's absolutely awesome. All right. So listen, guys, that's all that we have for y'all today. We appreciate those of you who hopped on, you watched it live or on the replay, and we look forward to seeing you guys at our upcoming Evolution Tour event. All right. Till next time. Bye, guys.
All right, later.